The views, comments, and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to the ladies' room.
Welcome.
Morris Media Studios, and I'm Brenda.
It's your girl, KB.
Hi, Kim. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, my God. Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Beautiful. Feeling everything, you know.
Yes.
Yeah. How was your week?
It was a week.
It was
a hell of a week.
A hell of a week. Okay.
Right.
All right. Okay. Okay. So let's go into our little affirmations for this morning.
You want to start off?
You can. I'm going to close it out.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
My affirmation this morning is I trust my intuition and I always make wise decisions. And I chose that one because I do trust my intuition. I make decisions. I plan it out. You know, I make a decision and I make a plan to follow the decision. And it normally works for me. So,
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, it leaves me in a positive place.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. We were totally on the same page this morning, really.
Really?
Yes, because I came up with trust yourself.
Okay.
Just simple. Mm-hmm. It's just simple. Just trust yourself. And we have to do more of that. We have to trust ourselves.
We do.
And we have to know that what you feel, what you think is important. What you exercise is important. And that's part of trusting who you are. Mm-hmm. And knowing who you are.
I was going to say that.
Mm-hmm. And
Knowing
once
who
we
you
can
are.
get to that point of knowing who we are, I think it will relieve a lot of pressure of trying to become who someone else might think you should be, who you think you should be other than who you should be.
Right.
You know? Because there are a lot of elements to trusting who you are.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Because we have people that are around us that talk, say things, and people don't understand that words are damaging or words are good, depending on the conversation. If it's negative words, it has a negative effect. If it's positive words, it pushes you to be to be greater than what you are. And that's what I think we're all striving for, is to be the best that we could be. And that means who you are inwardly, who you are outwardly. And I also believe that your circle of people that you're around is extremely important.
I agree.
Trust yourself.
Totally agree. Right. Because when you trust yourself, your decisions is for you. So it's the best decision you can make. So.
Oh, that's really good. I like that. The decision, and that's what it has to be. The decision has to be for you, individually, whoever you are, self-included, whatever. It has to benefit you. And that's not saying, oh, every little thing I'm going to be using somebody to get what I want.
Right.
But you have to know what you are, what you want. And it has to elevate you in your circumstances.
Right.
Because if we're not elevating, then we're being stagnant. And if we're not being stagnant, then we're being pulled down.
Right.
And we cannot do that. We can't afford that anymore. We can't afford to be pulled down by any means.
Right.
It was interesting. I was so shocked that we had questions. I couldn't believe we got mail.
I told you.
I know. I'm like, okay, popularity going up. Not self-serving, but just because when you sit behind here, you don't know who's really listening, who's really watching,
and who it touches.
Yes,
basically.
and so we had a group of
interesting.
questions that came in for us, and so we kind of let them build up so that we could have a good conversation about them, and we'll get to that a little bit later.
Right.
But I wanted to say that I did experience yesterday. I went to Nipsey service.
Beautiful service.
It was, in spite of whatever the media or other people put out or people think in their minds, I was very proud to be black yesterday. I was very proud. I was proud of our behavior. I was proud of the way that his service went. It was not a traditional church service. It was definitely not that.
Right.
But it was about him.
Now, is it true that he had he's having 2 funerals because he had one on on Wednesday, and then he's having one today, I believe, or tomorrow.
Well, yesterday was Thursday.
And he had a funeral before.
Okay, I don't know. I didn't get that memo. And I'm sure he probably would more personal, private.
Right.
But it was really good. His mom set the tone.
She did. She was awesome. She was awesome.
And I've never been to a celebration where there's VIP.
Right, at a funeral.
Yeah. But it was. And it was really, really nice. There were a lot of celebs out.
Right.
Stevie Wonder played and sang.
Yeah.
Okay, which was also awesome.
Wait, what did you think about what he said about guns? You know, about the guns regulations, and I don't want nobody taking my gun.
That's me.
Yeah, I'm not with that.
It. I think we have a right to bear arms,
right?
And we need to maintain that. Now, if you want to go into who is mentally capable to have a gun,
I can see that argument. But
or
not
if you want to go into different perspectives of it, and go into where are you qualified to have a gun? Just do what's proper to have it.
The necessary
steps
to get the gun. But if you do the necessary stuff, keep your gun.
Yes, I think that's a right that they're taking away. And once they start chipping away at the rights, then they start okay, we did that. Now let's do this.
They go further and further.
And you already know the system.
Right.
It does not. It can work. I'm not going to say it does not work for Black people because it really can. But what I think would be better than that, we need our own system.
We do.
We need our own system. We do. We really do. We need to really make some changes.
We need to start having town hall meetings and really just start
going in on what's important.
What we're going to accept and not accept. And
we need to stop accepting everything.
Right.
This unjust system and these unjust laws that do not work for us.
It doesn't work for us.
I want to say one thing about Trump, though, because I'm going to throw this in there. Okay, here we go. He did push a bill. I'm not completely sure if it passed or not, but to take away the 3 strikes law. He said that's stupid.
Oh, really?
For somebody to go to jail for life for stealing the pizza or something like that.
Bar or something like that. We need to follow that.
Yeah, we need to follow that and see what happens. But he did say that law needs to be reversed because it just does not make sense.
We need to post that so everybody's aware of it, so everyone can vote. To get rid of that.
To get rid of it.
Ridiculous.
I think he's doing it already. I'm not sure if it passed. I read an article last week on it, and he is really adamant about it because 3 strikes and you're in prison for life. I think they need the room for the real criminals.
Right.
It is a business. The prison system is a business. So let's not negate that fact. It is a business, and I think they need to get the ante up. Maybe they get paid off of what was your type of crime? No, I'm just teasing. I don't know. I'm just saying. If you got a petty crime, you don't get that much money. If you're a petty thief, then you're a petty prisoner, okay? But no, I'm just teasing you guys. It's a real serious situation, and people are really facing, life in prison behind.
For stealing a candy bar after
just
another sentence.
Exactly. So I don't agree with that, with them doing 3 strikes. So Trump is on the battlefield for that. I just want to let that be known. Because we always have something bad to say about him.
No, you always have something bad to say. No.
I said we, but I'll single myself out. I'll take responsibility. I never say. I know you are, but I gotta feed it. I just think that it's his worst election, and his
attitude, like he, just like a kid. You say something bad about me, I'm gonna say something bad about you.
Yeah, I've had those moments myself, though.
Right.
I have my little tantrums, and
so you can kind of relate.
It's natural. Yes, just a little bit, but I'm now growing out of that. I'm now no longer participating.
I'm so proud of you. Yes, you really are
learning how to listen a little bit more.
Yeah.
So go ahead, it's on you now. What you want to talk about?
No, I just wanted to chime in on the Nipsey. How Congress member Karen Bass is honoring Nipsey.
Yeah,
his career and his activism. We talked about that
last week. Yes.
Yeah.
Karen Bass is making sure that she put him in a congressional book,
right,
of
which is awesome.
history, and it stays in there forever. Forever, ever?
Oh, it says forever?
It's forever.
Oh, okay.
It's his contribution to the community, because I don't believe that people really understood the depth of his movement and what he was doing, because he was humble.
Right. Honestly, I didn't even know all the things that he was doing in the neighborhood.
My pastor spoke on him last Sunday, and I was so shocked.
Really?
Yes, it moved me. I'm telling you.
Right.
He did speak on him, and he didn't know right down the street that this young brother was doing so much. And I'm sure, you guys, there are a lot of people that are doing a lot of things.
Right. And they're probably most likely humble about it, just like as Nipsey was.
There are a lot of people.
We don't know. Right.
But we just don't know. So we need to collect a book of all African Americans or black people, as Dr. Rosie Milliken taught us on the show that day, that we're black people. And we should compile a book of all the black people who are doing things in the community, who are doing things, period. If you own a business, you own a shop, anything, we should make sure that we know who they are and be able to put that information out to the public, because it is so important that we buy black.
It is. You see all these other communities just building up, growing.
No, they're taking our money.
Yeah, and they're building on our money and growing. You know, yesterday I was getting my nails done. It just like dawned on me how, you know, most of the patrons were black.
Exactly.
And nobody's black working on your hands or your feet.
Right,
you know?
right.
And it's like, this is what we spend our money on. We should be the ones doing it. I mean, we really need to push that. We really need to push that.
We need to keep the movement alive.
We
do. And I
do.
think that what Nipsey did was he set a spark, and he said something moving inside of you that make you want to do something. For me.
Right.
Makes me want to do something more than what I'm doing.
Right.
I really want to host a town hall meeting for the youth.
We need to. We need to really put that in motion.
And make that happen, because we need to tap into their minds. Because as a parent of 6, one of the reasons why I was able to keep the children and contain them was because I had the ability to get in their minds.
As a parent,
yes,
you do.
to get in their minds. Not to be...
not control their minds,
but just to get in their minds, because it's important that we understand how they think.
Right.
And why they think the way that they think. So, you know, I made my surroundings with my 6 very important. And I made sure that they were able to come and communicate with me about anything. I felt that was the most important thing. For them to be able to communicate with me, be able to talk to me about whatever is going on in their life, because that is the only way that you're going to understand who they are becoming. You can't control who they're becoming, but you can definitely help, and you can definitely push it to a level that would make them feel free to be able to move in this society, to be secure, to know who you are, to know what you want. And I pushed that, but I was able to get into their minds through just simple, effective communication, just talking and letting them talk.
Right, and you do have to listen. A lot of parents don't listen to their children. It's
because I said
to
so.
Right, you know,
that was in my house. You didn't even get that. You got to look, and that look spoke 1,000 words.
You already
that man
know.
moved something.
Right. But that would be very powerful for the youth.
For the youth. I think that's what we should do. A town hall,
and like especially for young girls, like, you know, the things that the black people normally do, like we get our hair done, we get our nails done, we do
all this stuff.
We need to be the ones doing it.
We need to really
recycle
the black dollars.
Right.
We need to really recycle. I remember there was a magazine out years ago about recycling the black dollars. We need to really push for that. I think this young brother put his life on the line, and I think that we need to not let it just be another lost
carry that torch
king. Another lost king. I don't think so. We let Malcolm X go.
Right.
We let Martin Luther King go. Marcus Garvey. Even Harriet Tubman. Our girls probably don't even know about what she did.
Right, what she did. Rosa Parks.
With the help of others.
True.
You know, she didn't do that Underground Railroad by herself. There was help. She had help, and she had help from white people too. So I want to make sure that we get that out there. But we need to make sure that we're educating our children on our history instead of our children being on the video games, on the phone. I was looking through even the Nip, okay? I was looking through, this is the book that we received yesterday at the service. I mean, this was his situation. I mean, it's just all these pictures in here. But there's one picture here particularly. It's really, really beautiful. This is like a magazine in itself, and it's telling about his life and all the things that he went through. But there's a picture in here. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it or not. You probably won't be able to see it as good as it. But that's Nip with his son, this one right here. But the thing I'm looking at is that the baby is 2 years old, if that, but he has a cell phone and he's operating it.
Does he have a cell phone?
Yes, look.
Oh, he does.
Yeah, he's sitting there and Pops is looking at him. Well, he has a cell phone as well. But I want to say that in regards to that is that we need to make sure that our children, whether it's through a cell phone, whether it's through a library,
whenever,
that they have books. Mm-hmm. Get the Kindle on there. Our children have to read more. They have to understand more. And we need to start educating them at an earlier age. There's no way our child should be 5 years old talking about 1, 2, 3.
Learning colors and the numbers.
No,
that's true.
No, at 5 years old, they should
master that by 5.
They should be entering algebra. Seriously, because they wait till the children get. Well, now it's a little bit different though. I didn't see my granddaughter's homework, and they are have a new way of doing this math.
Yeah, I can't even think what they call it.
What's it called? But it's like, okay,
because I had to go learn how to do it to help Aiden with his homework.
But you could switch up the numbers, but 2 and 2 is still 4.
Right. But you have to like break it down and then put 4.
It's almost like crazy. when you used to do fractions and you used to have to break a fraction down. Yeah. And it was called factoring. It was called factoring.
Now they call it, what do they call it?
I'm not sure, but back in the day it was called factoring. But my point is simply that we have to do better with our children.
We really do.
We have to do better with our children, our grandchildren, anybody's children, our nieces and nephews. We have to participate in their life, and we have to be a pushing force to make them understand who they are. I really believe that we are some really special people.
I do too.
I think everybody is special, but I think that we have a specialness to us that if we nurture it, it will grow.
It will come out, and it will definitely,
super grow. Because the children are extremely smart. Mm-hmm. They get dumbed down when they go to school.
We help dumb them down.
We help dumb them down because there's no way our children should be 6 and 7 talking about 5 times
yellow,
5
and all this type of stuff. Yeah,
it's ridiculous. But I did learn a lot. And I did follow the life of this brother. And I just want to say he impacted my life. And he made me want to dig a little bit deeper.
Young and old.
Grow a little bit more. Do a little bit more. Understand who you are. He made me want to understand who I am a little bit more. Because there's more to it.
Right.
You know, who is that? Kendrick Lamar. Is levels to this.
Right.
And it really is. It's levels to our life, and we need to embrace them, understand them, and utilize them properly. And one of the ways we can do that, the way we will live on, the way Nip will live on, is that if we keep the movement alive within ourselves. So
we have to definitely carry the baton, pass it.
We do. You have to do something. We all have to do something. Become a better person. Just say hello. Do the 59 seconds like the young lady said. Hi,
you see how everybody's getting along?
Yes.
Keep it going. Keep it going. We need that, especially in our communities. We definitely need that.
And it was funny, you know, because I never, when I think about YG, he's from the West Coast. But when I think about him, I always think, you know, turn up.
Right.
But
I was so proud of him.
I heard him yesterday. I was like,
I was really proud of him. I really enjoyed YG.
And he said, Nip, the bro was different.
Right.
And so just for a brother from the streets that's making it and changing his life to see the goodness in another brother, I thought that was wonderful to give it up for him. Snoop gave a really good speech on him and talked about their encounters, and he came out to support. So we're going to say he came out. He showed up.
He showed up.
You know, and Beyonce and Jay was there.
They should have spoke.
Yeah.
I mean, but
Jay should have spoke.
Yeah.
Because he had a relationship with them. And T.I. and Tiny.
Yeah.
You know, I seen Terrell Owens.
Yeah.
And just Too Short.
You can't get everybody.
I know. but you know, everybody can get the mic. But it was good. And his brother Sam did a really great job, I felt like.
It was heartfelt. You could tell.
He represented.
Yeah.
But what the story that got me the most was when he said that Nipsey had to be about 11 or 12. So he said he came home with this computer piece, and he's like, "What is that?" I'm like, it's a piece of a computer.
Right.
So the next day he came home with another piece, and so Sam said he's kind of OCD. We got to clean this mess up. We got to clean this up. Nip like, okay, came home the next day with another piece. So what he wound up doing was building a computer. He built a computer. Now I think the parts came from the school.
Right.
But no, he wound up.
I think so.
But he wound up getting the actual parts. He had to go somewhere to get the actual parts. But at the end of the day, Sam said he went in there and the bro had a computer built. His mom, everybody, the neighborhood, everybody came out to see that because that was just so amazing that he built this computer. Not amazing because we're smart enough and we can do that, but by us being
tapped
into it.
Right.
And that's tapping into ourselves, tapping into our mind and our soul. It will give us the strength and the ability
power that we need to do
to be creative, to do what we have to do and to move forward. And I think that's what one of the most important things that I think the brother left behind is to tap into yourself,
right?
And for us to love each other.
Yeah, because you see a lot of people now are more in tune. You know, they want to read more. They want to start a business. Entrepreneurship. They want to love their enemies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, exactly. Which is beautiful. I mean, it really is.
One of the things that YG said is that every time I saw that brother, did you read that book?
Right. And we should check each other like that.
No, for real, because
that's real.
Knowledge is power. Mm-hmm. And the more information you have about anything, the better decisions you can make on it.
Right.
And we have to understand that we have to become more knowledgeable, more powerful. We can't be limited and put into a box and put in a cage.
Right. And if you have a piece of information, you pass it on.
We have to share it.
Right.
We have to share it.
We do have to share.
But
and a lot of us don't. But I
yes, that's true.
That's another show. Because I was about to start
going
in on that.
One of the things I think we have to do is we also have to love each other more.
We do.
And
we
unconditionally.
Definitely do. Oh my gosh.
And I think that's really, really the key right there.
Yeah.
If we can learn to love each other and we can learn to love each other unconditionally, that means that we can make moves and we can become super powerful. Mm-hmm. And I think one of the things is if we do unite, I'm talking about even from Bloods and Crips, starting with that, man, that would be something to look forward to because I understand that red and blue make purple. And purple is royal.
That's my favorite color.
That's a royal color. Do you know what I mean? That's a royal color. Purple is a royal color. I think we need to start looking at things from a different perspective. Oh, I want to say, Minister Farrakhan spoke yesterday, too.
I missed that.
Yes, he did.
How did he do?
Oh, he did really well. He did really well in regards to breaking it down. He said one of the basketball players had did 20-20-20 and said that was for Nipsey. But 20-20-20 is 60. And so he went into the 6 count and he talked about the beast, 666. But he also talked about how to rise up above that beast.
Okay, wait. What did he say about the 666?
He said that it's supposed to be the
sign of the beast. Right.
And he said that, we have beastly behavior. He said we have beastly behavior. But this brother Nip, he rose above it.
Okay.
And he showed how you can rise above it. He silently moved. And he made moves. He wasn't a bragger. He didn't sit up and I'm doing this, I'm doing that.
Right.
No one knew what he was doing.
Right.
Until now.
Everything.
Now everything is in the air. And there was a whole section of
Enetrians
at the service with their flag from their country. Oh. Yes. And they were giving out love to this brother. And they showed the clip of him over there in his dad's country playing with the children. And one of the kids had a sign that said, "Thank you, Nipsey." They had all these little signs. Whatever he did, they were saying thank you to him. Mm-hmm. And he was so touched by it. He was out there playing baseball. No, we're going to say stickball.
Stickball.
There was no baseball bat with a stick and a rock. And he was teaching them how to. So, he touched the world. He touched many people around the world.
Who knew?
Who would have
knew all that?
That's some words in his new song. I want to play a couple of his song joints today, if that's cool over there. To LaRon, we got you after break. Right. Hi, LaRon. Poetess is on vacation this week, and we have the pleasure of having LaRon. And he's a cool little guy doing the production.
He's not a little guy.
He's a cool little guy. Anybody under 30 to me is a little guy.
True.
He's cool.
True,
he's cool. He's young. Okay, he said he's close.
We got sons that age.
Well, he's a cool little young man. Let's go there.
Right.
But I'm just glad to have you here. It's good to see you here. Working, doing, and moving forward in a productive manner. So what you think about Nip? And then we're going to go to break. What'd you think? LaRon, what'd you think?
Can y'all hear me? I don't think y'all have headphones.
We don't have earphones on, but I'm sure the people can hear you.
Oh, man. When I met him in Roscoe's, I used to take care of his to-go orders and always meet him. And then I took a picture of him, me and him, at the marathon before. It was like during his banging days. But it's funny because I was friends with the people I went to school with the Rolling 60s, and it's crazy because I was supposed to join Rolling 60s that time, but I chose another gang instead. And I'm not gonna expose that gang that I used to be from, but that's just not me. But I was a smart person. Don't get me wrong. I was smart of everything I do, but I was a good kid, People.
It was okay because you were in a neighborhood where
that's how the environment.
It's
So we
environmental.
understand that.
It's
We
environmental.
understand
I moved to the suburbs because my sons was
Right.
in an environment that could have led down that path, and I said no. I was fortunate enough, thank God, to move them where they wouldn't have to make that type of decision,
Right?
And it wouldn't be pressure.
I was like, oh my God.
Yeah,
I know we can't do it.
And it's funny also, like YG had a music video with Left Right with DJ Mustard, and he was there, and Nipsey was there, and I told him who I was, who I related to, because they were at Roscoe's, and he didn't know that. So and he gave me much respect for that. And then Young Jeezy was there, and Dom Kennedy, they were up in the roof, you know what I mean, but.
So you had experience, and you had an opportunity to meet them and be in his presence.
Most of the members, and I interviewed most of the members from Rolling 60s as well.
That's awesome.
G.I. Joe, OMG, Rhodey Rose.
Well, maybe you could get a couple of them on the show here. We could talk to them and just see where the stand is right now today.
Yeah.
What is the next? What's next?
I believe they were all at the funeral too, and also
you did
Pac-Man.
what? I didn't hear you.
I said I believe they were all also at the
funeral.
funeral.
Yeah. No, everybody they was out there in droves.
Yeah.
They were not playing.
Yeah.
But I would love to have a couple of guys here just to hear what's next. And the reason why I'm gonna use that term, what's next, is because I love the Game of Thrones, which is coming out on Sunday. but one of the things in there, because I think I look at these things for education and learn. I don't look at it for entertainment. I try to extract knowledge and information and how I can process in 2019.
And implement it in your life.
Yes, it's the same game.
Mm-hmm. And it has been for years.
Yes, and they're not playing checkers; they're playing chess. And so it can help you if you look for the right information,
right?
Because there's truth in everything that we look at, everything that we see. Yep. There's some truth in it. I mean, if we watching the Housewives, there's some truth in there.
Right.
We could get real ghetto.
Yeah.
And those things can be real, but I want to go back to what's next. When I watch the Game of Thrones, that's one of the sayings that's in there. It's always what's next. And they say, be prepared so you don't have to
so you won't have to get ready.
Be ready so you
Stay
don't
ready so you have to get ready.
But I don't, that's a twofold type of situation. That's one thing that you say, but then are you prepared?
Right.
Do you know what's next? Have you decided? You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm trying to figure out, it's just a bunch of sayings that people say that sounds good. Yeah. Be ready so you don't have to get ready. And then you
stay ready.
Exactly. And then if I say what's next,
they don't know.
Ask me.
What's next?
I can give you an idea. At least I can give an idea. I can't just go down where I don't know. But I love that saying, what's next. So we have to follow up with that, LaRon, and see if we can get some of the guys on just to talk and see what the movement is and what are the streets saying.
Yeah,
because I had a good time. Everybody was just full of love, helpful.
No negativity, no fightings, no shootings. How they were anticipating trouble.
Everybody was.
Yeah, it was cool.
They were passing out flowers, roses.
Right.
They were passing out T-shirts, hats. They were giving away all kind of stuff. You know, I just felt like I'm gonna go to the marathon store.
I know we need to go.
I'm gonna support the marathon. Yeah, so we're gonna go to commercial break. And we'll be back shortly.
Song?
Oh my God.
The one with YG.
Oh my God. No,
I love YG.
Stop it. Now you love YG. I like the one where he said, "It's next. We leveling up." We have to double up. I think that. Let's double up. That means we get more than what we normally would because we're putting in more effort than we normally would. Mm-hmm. And he said one thing he did say. Oh, the outcome is double. And that's it. The one thing he said that I really, 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 really do dig though is that he was no different from anybody else.
And he really
wasn't, but he was. He just never quit. Right. He never gave up. He didn't fold.
So he wasn't like everybody, because everybody else.
Well, you know, but
people fold. I'm not gonna say everybody,
but people fold. We do.
People fold.
But I think the humbleness of that in itself,
right,
is saying that no, we can look at him as greater than everybody else. But
he said, "No, I'm just like you.
I'm just like everybody else." Right. That's why he was able to walk into all the different gang areas and not get killed. And be in his own hood and get killed. Right. But he went to all the different projects. He did a whole lot of of stuff that just was abnormal.
Right.
It was abnormal because every normal brother's not doing it. Because I was expecting to see the whole West Coast. I'm not saying they weren't there, but I didn't see.
Right.
I didn't see some major. Yes. Okay. We're not going to test it, but I didn't see some major players there. Right. I didn't see them there. That don't mean they weren't out there.
Right.
But I didn't see them there.
Right.
If J and B could come out, come on. Okay, we're going to commercial.
Okay, we're going to.
Last time that I checked, it was 5 chains on my neck. It was no smut on my rep. Last time that I checked, I was selling zones in the set. Make $250,000, no sweat. Last time that I checked, I'm the streets voice out west. Legendary self-made progress. Last time that I checked, first you get the money, then respect, then the power and the hoes come next. Last time that I checked, I've been self-made from the dribble. I was been saying I'm a killer. Nah. Playing no games with you niggas. Pop clutch, switch lanes on you niggas. Nah. I laid down the game for you niggas. Taught you how to charge more than what they paid for you niggas. On the whole thing for you niggas. Reinvest, double up, then explain for you niggas. It gotta be love. Run the city, it gotta be cuz. It's for the pieces I took off the Monopoly board. Hey, y'all niggas false claims, it gotta be fraud. Just keep the hood about your mouth and you gotta be charged. I doubled up, tripled up, nigga what? Banged on the whole game, I ain't give a fuck. Nobody tripping, handle business, got my digits up. And when I drop, you know I'm about to fuck the city up. Check. It was 5 chains on my neck. It was no smut on my rep. Last time that I checked, I was selling zones in the set. Make $250,000, no sweat. Last time that I checked, I'm the streets voice out west. Legendary self-made progress. Last time that I checked, first you get the money, then respect, then the power and the hoes come next. Last time that I checked, come through flying. No cosign, I ain't need radio to do mine. I done fine, and I take my time and take my tribe. Every level that I crossed in this game, like state lines, it was visionary. Either I'm genius or you niggas scary. Maybe it's both in this balance I deliver daily. For every nigga in these streets trying to feed the babies. The single mamas working hard not to miss a payment. And dirty money get washed on royalty statements. Black owners in this game are powerful racists. Young niggas in the set just doing it makeshift. Out the garage, it's how you end up in charge. It's how you end up in penthouses, end up in cars. It's how you start off a curb server, end up a boss. It's how you win the whole thing and lift up a cigar with sweat dripping down your face. Cause the mission was last time that I checked, it was 5 chains on my neck. It was no smut on my rep. Last time that I checked, I was selling zones in the set. Make $250,000, no sweat. Last time that I checked.
Welcome back. The Ladies Room, Morris Media Live. I'm Brenda.
It's your girl, KB.
Yeah, I want to say that I was just so proud. And I hate to keep harping on this, but I have to because it's in my heart and my soul. I just was so proud to be black yesterday. To see black. Be black. It was a different funeral procession, okay?
Right.
Because he totally posted on posted up, which is a slang term for saying that they drove up to the Marathon store in the hearse and they stayed there for at least a cool 45 minutes.
Wow.
Probably longer. But, you know, everybody was out there just loving it.
Loving that,
it was different.
right.
It was like, you know, some people could say, oh, that's ghetto or this or that.
No,
but it was just showing that was the last lap for him.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and they took it.
Wow.
So I thought that was interesting. I was like, oh my God, totally different.
Now, a statement that you just made, you were so proud to be Black.
Yes, I
haven't
am.
felt that way in so many years. That's so important.
Yes,
It's such a good feeling.
Just to be embrace it, know that it is. It's real,
Right.
it's strong, it's powerful, and we're beautiful.
Right.
All the love and all the beauty that I saw yesterday in that arena, it was unbelievable. You know, I mean, seriously. Like how many
Awesome.
people, 21,000 seated, and not even including everybody outside that couldn't get in. The procession all the way just packed everywhere.
Everybody being respectful.
Very
Everybody,
respectful.
yeah.
And loving Lauren.
Right.
Loving Lauren.
Right.
I dropped some tears this morning because I heard her. They played her speech on Steve Harvey, and it just made me cry because she was so real about it.
Right.
And she came real. She came real. She said, if you're from LA, stand up. You know, everybody was like, the marathon continues. But she talked about that brother intimately, like we didn't know him like that.
Of course not. Yeah.
But I think she said the saddest thing for her was to know that Cross, her son, would not know how much his father loved him.
Right.
You know what
and
I mean?
that is hard.
And that's going to be hard. And then you know, it was very touching.
Yeah.
And she did a good job. She
did.
was very strong because
She was
everybody kept
strong.
saying she was weak and
No,
she can't handle it.
No, she was
But she
strong.
was extremely strong. And she stood up there and she said the marathon continues.
You could tell she had a lot of anger and
Yeah,
pain.
she was there. She was there. She stood up and she spoke and it was beautiful. Okay, so we want to do a little... We're gonna do the. Are we gonna do our relationship questions? Because that was funny.
Oh, okay.
Here's the thing, you guys. Thank you guys for writing into us. Thank you so much for just acknowledging us because we're
Right.
just a small little show that's trying to grow.
Right.
And I just appreciate.
We really do appreciate it.
We do appreciate all the.
And we're trying to find our lane, as you would say.
Yes.
So
To improve
by you
it,
writing in, that really does help.
that helps.
That helps.
That lets me know that someone's listening.
Right.
So I want to go into, there was a couple questions that was written into, that they wrote into for advice. And I'm like, oh my God.
I know, asking us
I know.
for
I was like,
relationship advice.
But I appreciate it. And just for you to put that on there. So this one question was, would you compromise your happiness for the sake of your present relationship and your family?
Oh.
That was very deep to me. Because as you guys know, I'm an older lady. And so to have experienced a lot of different things. So it kind of touched a lot of areas in me, but I think that you shouldn't. I don't think that you should compromise yourself for anybody or anything.
We have a call.
Oh, we have a call.
Okay.
You'll have to, I think we can get it over here. Let's see. Good morning.
Hi, caller. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning, ladies. It's Tricia calling from Marino
Can you
Valley.
hear?
How are you guys?
Hi, baby. You sound so, what's going on?
I can't hear.
Just the comment that you said, this feels so proud to be Black.
Oh,
It's so long.
I know. Oh,
I'm sorry. I didn't get emotional, but
I know you're so,
because we've been downgrade as people for so long, and we have never seen this uplifting, especially a new generation.
Right.
Oh, caller. Oh, my God.
You gotta have us
You got me
both
up there
up here,
crying.
too.
I already tried not to cry this morning when I heard Lauren, and I know, but I'm so grateful that he touched your life and made you be proud to be Black as well, because
Right.
we haven't had anybody that...
And keep that feeling. Keep, being proud to be Black. Do your part as well to,
Bring, do you own a business?
Yes, I do.
Okay, well, maybe one of the things you could do so that we can help keep Nipsey's movement alive is maybe you could bring in some young girls or young guys and teach them how to do what it is that you do, how to run a business. Choose one.
And-
If you just do one.
And what do you do if you don't mind us asking?
We have a tax business, and we have two of them, one in L.A. and then one actually in Las Vegas. And we have brought a lot of jobs for people.
Oh, that is so
Okay.
wonderful. I would love to have you come on the show and talk about it.
Oh, okay, definitely.
And also, we're making a book or a list of Black businesses. So we would love to get the
your
name and
information.
your information so that we can pass it on to make sure that our Black people are going to our Black businesses.
Okay, definitely. I appreciate that. I want to let you know that it really inspired me, and I'm glad you guys are touching on this. And
You're so welcome.
Yes.
And I mean, he touched me, so I couldn't do anything else. I'm
Right.
sorry, I couldn't do anything else. He touched me. He's made me transform in a way that I wasn't prepared for and that I didn't think was going to happen, but it has happened because I have to move forward and do something productive and something positive so that I can let this brother's legacy live on. I will not stand by idle and not take a stand. I cannot. I will not.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think that God used him to get to
reach
our people,
because it takes a certain person to reach a certain people.
And I think because our religion is so, it's so complex. Let's go there. Everybody has different beliefs, believe in different things, not understanding one God. Just be united under one God. Not that I'm a this or I'm a that or all these different labels, but one God. But I think that Nip was able to get to the people that would not be sitting in a pulpit. Or would not be sitting in church benches, would not be inside a facility like that. So God used him as a vessel to touch all these people so they can understand that for your people, you have to do better. Ownership. You have to value your life. You have to value something. So I'm not going to go too deep into that, but I definitely want to say I appreciate you calling in so much.
Me too.
And that, it touched somebody.
And stay proud.
Stay proud. I'm Black and I'm proud.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you.
Thank you for your call. Thank you so much.
And make sure I'm going to get all your information. I'd like to have you come on the show.
Definitely.
And we like to tap into that. And if you guys hiring people, you giving jobs to people, to Africa, that's beautiful.
All day. We preach that all day. We have actually tax classes to the community that's free.
Oh my God. You offer tax classes to the community and the classes are free. I love you. That is so beautiful and so wonderful. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to get this information gathered and we're going to make sure we're going to put it on the list.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Thank you. All right.
That was awesome. That was awesome. So, she was crying.
I know.
So, he touched people.
He did. He really did.
He touched people. But back to our relationship question, I don't think that you should compromise your own happiness for the sake of your family, your children, or anybody. Because I believe that if you're not happy, nobody around you can be happy.
True.
And the first thing that we have to understand, too, with the happiness, that I've recently been in this battle of what is happiness? And how do you define it in a relationship? And I've came to find out that people can assist with your happiness, but they can't make you happy. And you can't be happy based on what somebody else is saying to you or doing to you or doing with you. Your happiness have to come from within. It's like a spirit inside of you. And that's something that nobody can take away. They can try. But I think that anybody need to compromise yourself for the sake of someone else because you're not going to be happy.
Now, one of the key points that you said, if you're not happy, no one around you is going to be happy, especially if you have children. They're going to
Nobody's going to be happy. Everybody,
right.
The kids know everything that goes on in these relationships, whether they say it or not. They witness it.
Right.
And my thing is, what is happiness in each person's mind?
I think it differs for everybody.
Yeah, she said that she didn't know. She want to remain where she is because of everybody else.
Right.
But not because of her.
So she's compromising herself for everybody else. And which a lot of women do. A lot of women do. Women do that.
Yes.
We do that.
Trust me, we do it. But what we have to learn is that we have to love ourselves first. You have to know who you are on purpose, and you have to love yourself. Because if you love yourself, then you will know and recognize something that's unhealthy and not good for you in any situation. And I don't care what it is. You'll know that it's not good. It's not healthy. And you cannot have happiness in an unhealthy situation. There's no way you could be happy. It's no way. If you're in an unhealthy situation, you can't be happy. You can try to act like you're happy.
You can keep compromising, but
but you're
it's
not
real happiness.
You're not happy. And so I don't think you should compromise for anybody. You shouldn't. Because who's compromising for you? Who's compromising for you? And if you know your partner, that's why I think is effective communication is important in relationships, because then you have an opportunity to understand your partner, understand where they're coming from, and listen and process what they're saying.
Right.
It took me a long time to get it. You have to listen, because it's a lot of things that people are saying that, for me, I'm going to talk about me, for me. If I'm not paying complete attention, because I won't, I'm just that tunnel girl. You know, I see the big picture. Let's jump.
Right.
You know, I'm ready. Let's go. You know, it's not the relationship is not always about. It should never be about one person or one person's dreams or one person's thoughts.
True.
Okay, I mean, in order for you to dream about a relationship or moving forward with somebody, you've interacted with them, and you already know that part. But I'm saying that the bigger picture, and I learned this personally, is that you have to listen to your mate. You have to listen, and then you have to apply what you've heard. No, I'm a strong person. I'm the person that see the relationship and I'm like, let's jump off the cliff. Let's go, you know. But it's not about that. It's about, is the other person ready to jump? Are you on the same page? And being truthful about that is very, very, very difficult because we're all selfish individuals and we want what we want. And sometimes the compromise is taking less than what you're worth. The compromise is not understanding your worth, and you can't. So you're going to compromise. If you know your worth, know what your value is, there's no way you're going to compromise it under any condition. But we will, and we have, because we're trying to please others. But to the young lady who wrote me this question, please don't compromise yourself. Know who you are. Love yourself. And if you're not getting what you're supposed to get out of a healthy relationship,
you might want to end that one.
Yeah, you need to get out of it. Period. You need to get out of it because it's not healthy for you. And you're going to be the one sitting back with regrets and wishing, I wish I could have, should have, would have. Because your children, they are going to grow up. They're going to become adults. They're going to live their lives. And you will one day look and say, who raised you? Because we are in a selfish generation. Right. With our children. They're very selfish. So don't put yourself on the line for the sake of anybody. No, because it's your life. You only have one life. And you need to live it. You need to understand it. And you need to be it. So that's my take on compromising. What do you say?
I agree.
I'm just saying.
You just hit it in a nutshell. No, that's true.
You know, and it's hard because we all live through we all have different situations.
Right.
And we all utilize our ability to be in a situation and maintain a situation for our own personal motives. I have a really close friend that's a music producer. Give a shout out to G. I love you. Hey, G1. But one of the things he told me a long time ago is that everybody in relationships has their own motives. And I didn't understand it at the time. I was like, what are you talking about? You know, but as I've gotten older and I've experienced some things myself, I really understand what that is. We have another question.
We do.
We have another question. Okay, so what is a deal breaker in a relationship?
A deal breaker in a relationship.
That's the question. She wants to know, what is a deal breaker? What is acceptable? What is not? I'm like, oh my God. That's really tricky.
That's a tricky one because starting off in a relationship, you both might agree upon, certain things. And then, how people grow, people change. And then those certain things that you agreed upon might change. So what a deal breaker would be for me is someone who's not respecting me, someone who's not listening to me. They can listen, but they don't hear.
Oh, yeah.
Disrespect, that's like a big umbrella because so many things fall up under that.
That's what I was about to say. That's really a huge situation. Disrespect, because what you might think is disrespectful, another person might think
it's normal,
okay.
It's okay. Right.
And we come from a lot of dysfunction. So I think that people bring baggage into a relationship, and you don't really get to start it off like it should be.
Right.
Because there's so much baggage. A deal breaker could be a lot of things. I can't stand meanness. I cannot stand for anyone to be mean to me because I'm not mean.
But people have that mad day.
No, I said mean. You could be mad.
Oh, okay.
But just don't be mean to me. Don't be mean. Don't treat me mean. And I'm treating you, giving you, 100, 200%.
So you're not mean.
No, I'm not mean. Now, like you said, a bad day. Now, tick me off.
You're going to be mean.
No, I'm going to be truthful, and I'm going to be blunt, and I'm going to be strong about it. But I'm not going to be cruel, and I'm not going to be mean, and I'm not going to say things that's going to hurt you.
Right.
I'm going to say the truth.
Okay.
If I'm mad,
it's a difference.
Yes, I will never be mean.
Okay.
I don't deal with meanness. I can't stand it.
Okay.
Now, if you're moody, okay, that's different from mean.
Right.
And I don't like too much moodiness either.
Yeah. Because that can tip into being mean.
Because my whole thing is, if you're in a relationship, you need to be in a relationship with somebody that you really want to grow with, or you don't mind, or that you can see yourself loving, or that you like a whole lot.
Right. Not for what you can get out of the situation.
It's not about the money. It's not about none of that.
It's about
how they make you feel. But the thing about this life is that we everybody has this baggage and all this other crap and all this other stuff, and then they mixing the new stuff with the old stuff, and so you can't really get yourself in.
Right.
Because you could love a person and they could really like you.
Right.
And the other thing that's a deal breaker for me is if you're not loving me on the same level that I am.
No,
I'd rather take a loss and leave and let it be done than to keep loving somebody that don't love me the way that I love them.
Mm. And by that you mean?
I mean, love me. Like you said, respect me.
Mm-hmm.
When I see you, it should be a smile on your face. I don't think your face should be twisted when you walk into the house.
Right.
I really don't. I don't think
I agree.
You're not happy about where you are.
Right.
And that's back to being happy. Being happy. Do what makes you happy. Mm. And I think a deal breaker is abuse. Mental or physical abuse is a deal breaker. Don't beat me up mentally and think you didn't do anything.
Right.
Because that's just as effective as putting your hands on me. Don't put your hands on me. Warning. Upfront warning. Do not put your hands on me. In no capacity other than loving me.
Right.
Because, I'm on air. So, this is recorded for life. So I can't tell you what the outcome would be. But I'm sure you could do the math. Because I'm not that one. You don't put your hands on me, period. You don't physically touch me. Mental abuse, you don't mentally abuse me. You don't play games with my life. You don't play games with my love. And you do not abuse me in any kind of way. I'm old enough to recognize it. Sometimes we get into situations and it becomes the norm. Mm-hmm. And for the young sisters out there, it's not normal.
No, it's not.
It's not normal. It's not acceptable. You don't let anybody put their hands on you. It's not acceptable. And any brother that put his hands on a woman is something wrong. They need help. They need help. If you got to bully and put your hands on a woman, that means that you have some problems that you need to go figure out. True. You need to go get some type of help to say, why would I do that? Knowing that you're more powerful, knowing that you're stronger, and you would take down a person that couldn't defend themselves appropriately. Brother, I'm not that one, though. I'm not the one. You cannot walk away from me after doing something, abusing me. Mental abuse is just as bad as physical abuse. And mental abuse is telling people they're putting them down. Saying derogatory, degrading things to a man or a woman is mental abuse because you're keeping them in a cage. You're not letting them grow. You're not letting their wings fly. You're not letting them become because you're out of your own fears, your own insecurity, your own scariness, your own inability to handle situations. No way should a woman have to live with any type of abuse or a man because some of these females are treacherous too.
They are.
Will slap a man in a minute.
Not only that, cut
all that. And the only way that would happen is if, I'm provoked personally.
Right.
Because I will not take a butt whipping from anybody. I will not. I can't. It's not in my soul. I know what's right. I know what's wrong. And I know that's extremely wrong. But I'm older now and I would probably make a better decision than I would have years ago.
When you're younger.
But I never put myself in a position where I have to test that. Because once it's tested,
there's no going back.
There's no going back. And in the relationship, if there's abuse in the relationship in any kind of way, the parties need to understand what is going on, why. And we keep repeating if you keep repeating the same cycle over and over and over, you're not getting nowhere. What's that? Einstein, what did he say? You keep doing the same thing, expecting a different result, then you're crazy.
Right.
And I think a man and a woman, once you know when trouble is coming into your relationship, then you need to talk about it. You need to seek help. But most of the times with people, when they seek help, they're not truthful. So you can't even get the help. You can't even get the help because you're lying. Because out of your own embarrassment. But why be embarrassed? If you can put your hands on me, the world needs to know you did that. Mm-hmm. If you're big enough to slap me around, hit me, or do anything to me, then everybody needs to know that's who you are. And if you can't accept who you are, then you need to stop doing it.
Right.
You need to not put your hands on anybody. That means something's wrong when a man takes out all his frustration on a woman, or a woman takes out all her frustration on a man. It's wrong. That's where communication, effective communication comes in. Sit down and have a conversation about life, but don't lie. And the other thing that I experienced is that sometimes even in truth telling, people can't handle it.
Yeah, that's true.
And that will cause a shutdown, or cause a lick or something, because they don't want to handle and deal with it. And the person that's always talking, always dominating the conversation is the person that needs to sit down and listen before you lose something that is very important to you. Then a man will listen, a woman will listen. But then if you get right back to where you were, and then the thing I would say to any woman, record how many times it happens. Just record how many times you're having a wild out, crazy screaming argument. You're having a fight. He's putting his hands on you. You're putting your hands on him. Write it down and record it. And then if you see yourself on paper, you might see a different light. You might see a different light. And you might know that that's not right. Deal breaker. Don't put your hands on me. And don't disrespect me. Don't belittle me. And don't make me think that I'm not intelligent, I'm not smart, I'm not beautiful, I'm not strong, and that I cannot do what I want to do in this life. Not just running wild, like do what you want to do, but let me grow. Let me develop. Because this life is about transformation, growing, developing, changing. And if you're in a situation where the same thing is continuously happening, he's putting his hands on you, he's abusing you mentally, there's no growth. I'm sorry does not take away the black eye. I'm sorry does not take away the scratches, the beats, the bruises. I'm sorry does not fix it. And I spoke earlier in the show about forgiveness. I'm a difficult one to ride the forgiveness train. And I'm at peace with it. I don't want you in my life if you're doing things to me that are not appropriate. I don't want you in my life if you're playing with my heart. I don't want you in my life if you're cheating on me. I don't want you in my life if you're disrespecting me and then thinking it's okay. It's not okay. It's something wrong. Go get help. And nobody should wait for, I got to wait for this or wait for that. No, go get yourself some help because you know that you need it. And if you don't know, then I'm saying right now, you need it. Go get it. Something's wrong if you got to belittle a woman. You have to put your hands on her, talk down to her, make her feel like she's nothing. Then it's something seriously wrong. Really wrong. Really wrong.
Any more questions?
I know. I know. I'm so sorry. I'm so touched by it because
tangent.
I know I did. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm so sorry. It's just that I hear it from all around.
No, and these are coming from young.
Yeah,
young
and they're coming from young women, and and then you'll get stuck in the lifestyle of this. This will become your life if you don't change it. Because then what is not normal will become normal to you. For a brother just to slap you upside your head, it will become normal because now you have allowed it to continue. And you've made peace with, he really loves me. He didn't really mean it. Yeah, He meant it. He meant it. He slapped the crap out of you for what you said because he didn't like what you said. She meant it. She hit you. She stabbed you. She meant it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we have to get into healthier situations in order to find our happiness and our peace. And you guys, thank you for bearing with me today. I know. I, from the service, from Nipsey passing to this question popping up, I'm just on a tangent here, but it's all real.
Yeah, it is.
Love me like I love you. And if you can't do that, let me go.
Right.
Just let me go.
Let me go.
I'll suffer that pain right now. Get it over with. And keep it pushing.
Right. Life goes on.
Life goes on. But don't fake. Don't be a fake in the relationship. If you really on something else, just be honest. And if you can't deal with it, just know that you can't. You know you got a problem. Sit down with your partner and say, baby, I got a problem. Let's get it right now today. Let's make some changes because we got to do something different. In order to spread all the love the Nip spread, we got to learn how to love.
We do have to learn how to love.
And it starts in our relationship. Well, it starts as our children, but it also starts in our relationship. We have to have healthy love. Mm-hmm. Okay, you guys, I'm out.
All right. And have a great weekend. Thanks for joining us.
more